Hello again, everyone. This is Dr. Dave, and I am here for my second messy appearance video. This time I want to cover Erikson's 8 stages in chapter number 9. He was heavily influenced by Sigmund Freud and believed that we had a lot of unconscious issues that we wrestle with in each age and stage of our life. In the first 2 years, he believed we are in the trust versus mistrust stage, where the main goal is to establish trust in our caregivers. Will they feed me? Will they take care of me? Will they love me? And hopefully we can emerge from that stage with basically trusting our parents, and then eventually we can trust others. If that's not the case, if they mistreat us, if they abandon us, if they don't meet our needs, we may always have trust issues. By the way, there's a term called fixation, meaning we get stuck in a stage if our needs aren't met properly. I'll come back to that in a moment. In the second stage, from about 2 to 4 years of age, more or less, we are in the autonomy versus shame and doubt stage. This is where we're trying to do some things on our own, like using the potty, feed ourselves, walk, talk. And if our parents don't give us the opportunity to do those things, if they just don't believe in us, we may start to really doubt ourselves. In the third stage, it's called initiative versus guilt. And in this stage, it's about 5 to 8, more or less. Now, we're trying to initiate tasks. In the previous stage, our parents might give us a shirt and say, "Can you put this on?" Now, it's about going to the closet, getting our own shirt, and then getting ourselves dressed or fixing our own meal, even without being asked. And if our parents place too many limitations on us, if they say, "Don't go there, don't touch that, you're not allowed to, you're too little," we may feel guilty for trying to do things on our own. Likewise, when we mess up, do our parents make us feel terrible about it? If so, we may not take initiative again. In the fourth stage, it's called industry versus inferiority. It's about 6 to 12, more or less. And in this stage, we're in school. We're starting to figure out what we're good at and what we are weaker in. And it's not so much about whether we are actually good at those things, it's about how we feel about our abilities. Hopefully we leave this stage feeling like we're good at some things. The stage that many of you are in right now, the 5th stage, identity versus role confusion, is believed to be especially important. By the way, you can ignore what I said earlier about fixation. That was a typo. That'll be a different theory later in the semester. Anyway, in your teen years, identity versus role confusion, the big goal is figuring out who you are in terms of your views on your sexuality, your political views, your religious views, what kind of job do you want? And Erikson believed the best way to figure that out is by exploring, trying things, going new places, hanging out with different groups of people, and so on. And if all goes well in that stage, we figure out who we are, and then in the next stage, our 20s and 30s, we're in the stage called intimacy versus isolation, in which we are trying to establish long-term loving relationships. In other words, once I know who I am, in my teen years, early 20s, hopefully in the next stage, I can find someone who has the same basic goals as me, someone who I'm compatible with. In the next stage, we're in our 40s, 50s, 60s, generativity versus stagnation. The issue now is feeling like I'm making a difference in the world. I'm contributing to the world by raising good kids, making a difference in my community, those kinds of things. For some people, they feel more stagnant or stuck, and if so, they might experience a midlife crisis and suddenly make big changes. Now, most people don't experience that, but some do. Last stage is called ego integrity versus despair. And this is an issue from 65 and beyond, typically. Looking back over my life, am I satisfied with the life I've led and the things I've accomplished? If so, I feel integrity. If not, I may feel more of a sense of despair, like I didn't really accomplish all that I hoped to. And by the way, these issues can be occurring at any time in our life, but Erikson believed they were the main ones at those particular ages. He also believed that they are unconscious, so we're not thinking about them 24/7, but they are going on in the back of our minds. Hope that helped. Erikson's theory is an interesting one. See you next time.